endorsement moment.
It's too late now. No, you can't walk in.
What's the back?
No, I'll be here. It was they dared me. Don't dare an Australian. But that's enough. Well, they always dare me.
Strongly suggested.
Congratulations on the win, everyone. Sandy, just to start with you, I know we touched on this a little bit pregame, but figuring out the plan B with JJ having foul trouble, take me through kind of what your thought process was and what were some of the particular points that you thought were most important to navigate that.
Yeah, I think KT and having Steph Dawson coming off the bench is a luxury for us. And Steph hasn't played a lot. She's coming, still trying to get her wind and her feel, but she's one of the smartest basketball players in the whole league. So she knows how to, execute a game plan, and she was big for us tonight. So that's a luxury for us to have. And
Sabrina, just having been through these 4 games now in the course of less than a month, what do you feel like you've learned about this team and about this budding rivalry at this point?
Yeah, just how we can make adjustments game to game. Obviously, we want to continue to tighten up things and continue to be the best New York Liberty team that we can be. And so it was like a mini series for us in the season. And so it was nice to be able to see how we've been able to come out every single game and make those adjustments in real time and continue to get better through these games.
Yeah, congrats on the win, everyone. Courtney, for you, I'm curious, what were the moments that were maybe most critical in this game when it came to giving you the confidence that you were going to win?
I can't give you a pinpoint where I felt it. I felt the whole game. I felt pretty confident that we had good control of it. After our slow start, we came back and, we really picked it up defensively. I think we were making things hard for them. We were scoring in transition. So, I couldn't give you an exact point, but I do feel like we've had a really good grasp on the game pretty much the entire time.
And Sandy, for you, in the beginning of this season, there were issues when shots weren't made, the energy on defense would go down. And it seemed like in that first quarter, that did not happen tonight, as Courtney alluded to before. What do you think really has been the key in getting you all to go from point A to point B?
Time together, and that's the growth, as we said. The more time we spend together, that we can work out how we want to execute, where we want to bring the help. And we had some breakdowns, definitely. It wasn't a perfect game. But in that, really, after that slow start, we had 6, we call them kills. It's 3 consecutive stops in a row, and that really, laid the platform for us. We could get a bit of a lead here and keep that momentum. It just, these players, they want to win. That kind of helps. The growth is, the chemistry's there. They know how to change things from one possession to the next, and they hold themselves, their self-accountability too, and that certainly helps.
First one for Sabrina. Going into the All-Star break, you were shooting closer to 30% from 2, and since then it's around 42%, I believe. And tonight kind of felt like the culmination of that progress in the second half. What do you think has led to much, stronger drives for you to the paint and just more consistent 2-point scoring?
Yeah, just looking to score. I think early on I was driving, looking to pass, and realizing I was open too late and kind of fumbling some of my shots. And instead now I'm going in a lot more, strong and determined to get to the basket, and obviously understanding when I get into the paint, I can always kick out and find people, but understanding if I can apply pressure and get into the paint, it opens up the floor for everyone.
Thanks. And then for Sandy, the first 2 possessions for Kayla Thornton, she comes in and helps on Asia's roll and gets a steal, and then contests a shot at the rim, and you guys get a stop. What does it say about kind of having a bench that, you mentioned KT and Steph, but they can come in and provide rim protection, such a valuable skill in the league, and just kind of to be able to rely on them?
Yeah, we want to be aggressive. Vegas got some really great guards, and we have to be aggressive at the point of the screen, and it's the help behind the ball and being assertive. And KT, she's one of the most physical players out there when she's locked in that regard, and so is Steph. And that's why I say that's a luxury for us. We have that bench, and obviously Marine gave us really good minutes as well too. So that's critical for us. It helps us get this win because we don't give him much rest, but we gave him a little bit of rest, and we can maintain our high level.
Coach, my first question is for you. In the first half, Breanna Stewart shoots 3 of 9 from the field and 0-4 from three-point range, yet you were able to hold a 12-point lead, and Breanna contributed to all areas of the box score. How does it add to her MVP case in where on a night when things aren't falling, she's still contributing to the box score and still building a double-figure lead? How does that add to her MVP case?
Yeah, look, I think that's just a stature of who she is. It's not all about scoring. Stewie can do everything. And, you know, when I looked at it, okay, she didn't make as many shots here, but it's more in the first half. But it was like her plus minus was one of the highest. And she's impactful because she's changing shots. She's guarding the best player on the other team. She's rotating. She's rebounding. She's running, creating for others. It's not always about scoring. We obviously love it when she scores too. But I thought she played really poised, and she gives us so much because she demands so much attention too. So it really does open for other people as well. So hopefully, you know, you guys all see the same that I see.
Absolutely. And this is a question for the players, anyone who's comfortable answering it. Games like these can always serve as a bit of a learning experience, but there's going to be a lot of attention on the series with Vegas as a whole as a learning experience. What do you think you guys learned about yourselves as a team from the first matchup in June to now with these 4 matchups in August? What do you think you learned, and what changed the most?
Come on, Sluty.
You guys haven't talked yet. Go ahead.
Yeah, you too.
I was boycotting. I think what we've learned is when we set the tone and we're aggressive defensively, it helps really get into our offense, get into our transition game, and that starts with rebounding. You know, collectively, obviously, JJ's been huge on the boards, but making sure that we limit them to one shot, and then we get out and try and score as quickly as possible, but then also move the ball to both sides. In June, it was in June or May. We just hadn't built that chemistry yet, and it's going to take time. And I think, you know, in order for us to be great, you don't want to rush it. And we're just continuing to build and trust one another, and that's why we have the confidence and the poise to do what we did today.
Appreciate your time and insight for you. Congrats on winning.
Thank you.
Hey, Sabrina. Over here. Hey, Sab. You knocked down your 5th three with about 3 minutes left, and the crowd really got loud. Tonight was another Liberty record for Barclays attendance, 11,615 people. And this crowd is just built and built all year long. How impactful is that energy just as an extra catalyst for this team?
They've been everything all season long. And to be with this team for the last couple years and be able to see the growth of the crowd every single year, it's just progressed in the right direction. And, you know, for now, for us to come into this game knowing we were going to have a sellout, it just makes us want to play that much for them. You know, we go as they go, and they cheer us on through all the highs and lows, and they're so engaged the entire game that when we go on those runs and the crowd erupts, the building's electric, and it just fires us up. And so, so thankful for absolutely everyone that has showed up, and hopefully we can continue to do our job and put on a great show because we need them throughout the rest of, you know, these coming months.
Courtney, I got one for you too. You and Sabrina found a ton of success playing downhill today, and you finished some of those creative reverses around the rim. Early on, it looked like Vegas was trying to game plan to keep you guys on the perimeter, and there were a lot of early threes. What adjustment were you able to make mid-game to start playing more downhill?
Yeah, just to attack closeouts, like you said, we could have had a lot of open threes tonight, and early on they weren't falling. So we just wanted to get into the paint and make things happen that way, and then realize that later on in the game those shots will fall. I was able to just, you know, attack off some. They were going to leave me open, and I knew that going into the game. So I just wanted to be aggressive towards the rim and make plays.
Hi, this one's for Sandy. Marine gave you guys a lot of great minutes again, and the three-guard lineup had a lot of success. Just what do you think it says about Marine that she's been able to sort of regain her confidence after her dip in like June, July, and now to where she's back now?
Yeah, no, it's great, and that's what we need. That's Marine's just going out and being Marine. You know, just the shots that she can create, you know, and create for others as well. And she demands a lot of attention, and that opens up for everyone else. So Marine's doing a really good job. We're happy for her to keep doing what she does.
Yeah, Stewie, before you said that you didn't have to all rush to be great and to like let things kind of come together over the season. Where does that trust come in, just knowing that things can take the time they need to develop and that you don't have to rush it because you guys obviously have high standards for yourself? And how did you see that all kind of come together from like the standpoint of just letting things kind of develop?
I think because everyone wants to be great, and everyone makes sure that when we're in the gym, when we're watching film or whatever we're doing, we're working hard. Obviously this is a job, but you don't want to treat it like that. But you make sure that every time we're together, that we make sure that we continue to fulfill our potential and understand that. And I can say trust the process, and I guess it's a corny line, but that's what we did, is we trusted the process. And we'll continue to do that because everyone on this team has a role and needs to be great in that role in order for us to be great.
Breanna, I guess to build off of that, was there a point this season when you first felt that chemistry and that process starting to pay off and materialize?
I think post All-Star break, we lost. And then after that, we were still starting to get it together. But really, the road trip where we went LA and Minnesota, where we continued to kind of gel, build, and that led us into the Vegas series. And we understood that, the way we were locked in on that first game back here at home, that's how we need to be no matter who we're playing. And that just shows the experience, the maturity that we need to have, and the trust.
Hey, Coach, back here. Liberty and Aces have seen each other a bunch of times this year with healthy rosters, injured rosters. What's kind of the difference between playing the Aces with Candace Parker on the bench and them not having, with the Aces not having her skills on the floor? What makes the team different without her?
Yeah, well, obviously Candace is, she's a great player and an all-star, and she's one of the smartest players out there too. And she helps them with scoring. Obviously, I mean, the way that you see how we defend and how we rotate out. I mean, we probably couldn't overhelp as much as maybe we do, and Candace offers that, and she's rebounding. She's a good facilitator as well with the way that they play, and I mean, every team goes through injuries, and that and that was a big loss for them. But we'll see if she's back or not.
We have time for two more. We'll go Brian and Fisher.
Breanna, if you all meet Vegas again down the road, what will beating them 3 times in August do for your confidence going into that series?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's a hard question to answer because obviously we have a lot of regular season games left, but any team that we've played so far where the series is done, we make sure that we continue to remember them and what they do and what they like, and make sure that we're the ones that set the tone and continue to stay poised and know that throughout the season we've done well at home and on the road, and make sure that we use that to our advantage.
Hey everybody, congrats on the win. You guys have so much individual experience in so many postseasons throughout your careers, and I'm wondering how you're using that. Yes, you do.
Sabrina.
I'm wondering how you're using that to meld and to prepare for the eventual blank slate that is this postseason.
Okay, me again. I only have 2. So. I think making sure that we're all aware that every moment matters, and we can't miss opportunities, and make sure that we continue to kind of handle the game exactly how we want it, quarter by quarter, and continue to build off of that. And like I said before, it's the experience. It's having been in these big moments, in these playoff type situations. Sab, maybe she hasn't been in that many playoff situations, but she's been in a lot of clutch situations, and continuing to build off that and remember that and be confident in what we do.
Great. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.